Shalom. I am Rabbi Nathan Davidovich, speaking to you on behalf of the webyeshiva.org, speaking to you from Efrat, Israel. This week, in addition to the regular reading of Shabbos, we actually take out three Sifrei Torah. We take out one for Shabbos to read Parshas Mishpatim. Excuse me. We take out another one because Rosh Chodesh is tonight, tomorrow, and Shabbos. So we take out another Torah to read Rosh Chodesh. And there's a third Torah that's taken out for a special parsha that's read uh, around this time every year, around the time of the first of Adar, and that's Parshat Shekalim. So I want to talk about Parshat Shekalim and how Parshat Shekalim is the great equalizer and unifier of the Jewish people. This requirement is set forth in Parsha Kisisa, where it starts. It says, Kisisos Rosh B'nai Yisrael Livkudehem V'nashnu Ish Kofer Nafsho. It says that you shall raise the heads of all B'nai Yisrael, meaning you shall count. But the word to count isn't there, but sisa, to raise up. Because as we will see, the concept that is inherent in Shekalim is to raise Jewish people up to the level that they're supposed to be at. And it says you should give 1/2 shekel per person. Everybody who's over age 20 and up has to give a half shekel. First of all, a number of questions are asked. Uh, why are we not counting the people by the heads of the people, but rather by the half shekel coins that they're giving? And if they're giving money anyway, why isn't it a full shekel? Why only a half shekel? So there's lots of commentaries on this. The Tivot Shalom quotes Rav Shlomo Alkabatz, who says the Inyan Machzis HaShekel Mora Shekol Yehudi Yada Shu Ba'atzmo Eno Klum teaches us that a Jew by himself, one Jew alone, is nothing. Rak Bitziruf Im Od Yehudi, only if he connects with another Jew. The connection, the unification. And he goes on to say, the Tivot Shalom goes on to say that the whole aspect of the Beis Hamikdash, of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, says an individual can't do this. The individual alone, no matter how hard he tries, cannot rebuild the Beis Hamikdash. But he says it's a place. Beis Hamikdash is a place where God's presence rests on all of Yisrael, klal, all together. God says He'll dwell in the midst of every person, but basocham, together. He says, therefore, in order to build the Beis Hamikdash, it has to be done by the unifying force of the Beis Hamikdash. And he says that is the greatness of this giving of the shekel, the half a shekel. It is such an important mitzvah that most mitzvahs, if you can't do it for some reason, for example, you're too poor to give it, doesn't excuse you from giving this half shekel once a year. It says even the poorest person has to sell the shirt off of his back or borrow money to be able to give this half shekel contribution, because it's the epitome of the unity of the Jewish people. Now, there's an interesting statement, a few sentences into the paragraph, talking about how people give this money, and it says, "Ha'ashir lo yarbe," the rich person cannot give more than the half shekel. Hadal lo yamit, and the poor person cannot give less than the half shekel. And the question is raised by uh, Rabbi Shia Twersky, Zachariah Bracha, Dr. Abraham Twersky, who was recently nifter, recently left this world. He quotes Rashi. Rashi says that the money specifically from the half shekel offering was used only for one purpose. It was used for the purpose of buying and putting down the silver foundations that the walls of the Mishkan of the tabernacle stood upon. And this is unlike other contributions. There's three different types of truma, of contributions that can be given, but unlike the other, where the Torah says, "Kol nadiv libo," whatever your heart desires, you can give. This one you cannot give more, and you cannot give less. So, Tversky, quotes he quotes Rabbi Yosef Tzvi of Salant, who says that the reason we are limited to only giving a half shekel because that's what builds the foundation. And Rabbi Twersky points out that the foundation of Judaism is emunah, is belief in Hashem, total belief in Hashem. Without emunah, you can't be a Jew. And he goes on to point out, he says, the Torah contained 613 mitzvot, 613 commandments. And some people are more versed in Torah knowledge than others. Some people are great Talmidei Chachamim, great sages. Others know very little. Others may not know how to read a word in Hebrew. But when it comes to Amunah, which is represented by the silver base, Rabbi Yosef Tzvi says that the reason this was donated equally by all is to teach us that Amunah, which is the foundation of Torah, there is no division between poor and wealthy. Both the wealthiest in knowledge and the poorest in knowledge have the same obligation, equal obligation to accept the entire Torah with Amunah. And that's the basis of being a Jew. So this equalizes every Jew to another because in order to be a Jew, you must have Amunah. You must have belief and faith in God. That Amunah, people may have different levels of Amunah, but the very act of Amunah, the very fact of Amunah, of belief in God, that's equal. We must have that. That's the base. You can build from there, but without that base, the structure doesn't exist. So we have here the combination of uh, the half shekel showing that one person alone is not complete without another. That's the completion. The completion is the unity of the entire Jewish people. And we have the basis of the foundation of Amunah. Now, it's interesting that in the Parsha of Mishpatim, which is also read, I'll just make a quick comment about it. The commandment of holiness is stated. There are two commandments in the whole Torah that there are no particulars given. One is Aseh Hatov Hayashar, Hayashar Hatov, do what is upright and good. And the other is, you shall be holy to me. So the first one, you shall be upright and do good, refers to how you react with your fellow human being. How you, he says, the way to fulfill that commandment is the way you're acting towards each other. The way you're acting towards each other is also a concept of unity. Uh, because if you are united, if you are recognizing that you are one family, that we are all children of God, you will not be hating your fellow. You will not be doing things against your brother or your sister. So let's take this message of Shekalim and Mishpatim together and unify ourselves to serve God better and to be more attentive to each other. Thank you for listening on behalf of the webyeshiva.org. I wish everybody a Chodesh Tov, a wonderful Chodesh, and a Shabbat Shalom. I'm sorry, I got cut off in the middle of a sentence. I wish everybody a Chodesh Tov, a wonderful Chodesh, and a Shabbat Shalom. And we should all be safe, healthy, and respectful and cognizant of one another. Shabbat Shalom.